Hey guys, welcome into It's the Law. Attorney Jay Davis is here from James W. Davis & Associates for our weekly It's the Law segment. Wednesday, Jay, you know you're going to be here, right?
It's great to be here, yes.
So the travel ban, been going on for a while. It was a Trump-era policy. It's now
going to the
U.S. Supreme Court, where they are going to be making a decision on this. They're hearing arguments right now. What is sort of the basic argument here?
The basic argument is that you found a judge in San Francisco, I believe, is the same judge that was doing some other stuff, that wants to undo what the Trump administration was doing. So their argument is this ban on the different countries that are being banned, because these countries are predominantly Muslim countries, that is ultimately a ban on Muslims. So I think there was a lot of banter with the court today and looking at whether or not this is truly a ban on Muslims when you allow all these other Muslims in from other countries that are totally unrelated to that. And we don't have any problem with Saudis. We don't have any problems really with Jordanians. We don't have, there's a lot of countries that are predominantly Muslim that we don't really have a problem with. It's particularly these, and according to the Trump administration, it's primarily because of the lack of security that comes from these forces. And the actual ban didn't even refer to these actual countries. It referred back to another regulation that was under the Obama administration. These countries were determined under that regulation. It's not even like they picked the countries and said we're going to do it in these countries. It was predetermined based on a previous regulation.
And that's sort of where we are now, where the government side of things is arguing, this is a national security interest of ours, and that's where it seems like the conservative justices are saying that you have this executive authority if it's a national security interest. Is that where you see it's going?
That's the way it seems like. If there's any Constitution, we talked the Constitution last week, we do all that. The Constitution gives us authority to do these things in the national security interest to the president. It's pretty much a very, very blanket authority to do. But you can't just sort of overstep that by treading on people's rights, particularly with racial and religious rights and that type of thing. So there's a sort of a tight little niche here on where they can go. So they're trying to pull from a battle of constitutional rights here, and they're trying to say that these things with these religions is enough of an overstep to try to put the president in check. I don't think it makes it. I don't think there's enough. I think it's really sort of an act towards Trump and dissatisfaction that he's actually in office than it is a real legal sound argument.
And from hearing some of the arguments today, it sounds like it's going to be upheld. It's going to be upheld.
It sounds like it's going to be upheld. I'm a little bit surprised that it does seem, I would expect even the liberal justices to sort of get on board with this. I think it's a very dangerous sentiment. Of course, we got Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Who's had her problems coming out with Trump and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see where it falls.
Yeah, sure will. We'll continue to follow it. The decision's going to come down sometime in early June, so we'll be back for that. And if there's a question you want answered or a topic for Jay to discuss, send us an email. We'll do it. It's the law at 41nbc.com.